All right, let's talk about a guy for Washington who I thought had a really good rookie year. I mean, obviously, it didn't start off great. Him, getting shot was, very unfortunate. But luckily, he's been able to bounce back and really play very well in his first year for Washington after being a mid-round pick and maybe slept on too much coming out of college. But yeah, let's talk about what he does well, and we'll start off with this play. This is going to be a passing play. So, relatively simple stuff for him. You just go underneath to the bottom of the screen. If the opportunity presents itself, the quarterback will give you the ball, but it's not like a difficult route or anything. And if it gets open, it's probably going to be at least in large part due to just the play design itself. However, when the play happens, that's what happens, is that it is time for Brad Robinson to get the ball, which makes sense, right? Why would I show this play? It'd be weird if I set all this up and then just had him throw it somewhere else and showed another play. No, obviously, on this play, Robinson is going to get the ball, and watch what he's going to do. First, he does his job, right? Makes the catch, continues running. It was a good throw to allow him to continue running while making the catch, but a good job by Robinson, too, of being able to make the catch while continuing to move. But at this point, there's really no more room left for him to go. You'd like to get to the 5-yard line. That's where the first down is. So maybe just lower the shoulder and try to make that happen. Instead, Robinson lowers the shoulder, and he's going to get all the way into the end zone for a touchdown right there. I mean, that is just an incredible play by Brian Robinson. And, when you ask what the value of a running back is, it's a fair question to ask. But this is part of the value of turning what would have been, I don't know, if that's a league average running back, I don't know if they even get the first down right there. So, I mean, listen, you'd still be looking at like a second down and 1 or 2 inside of 10. That's a good situation, but it's not as good a situation as being in the end zone is, and that's what Robinson was able to do for Washington. But also stuff like this, where he's going to, I do think that for someone who is as big as him, he doesn't get enough credit for being as explosive as he is. And this is an example of it, where, you see the blocking concept on your screen. He's going to be running towards the top of the screen. And the closest unblocked player will be number 27 for Atlanta. But watch how when this play begins, you see how, 27 couldn't really get a great angle to Robinson. And because of that, this is now where Robinson has to take advantage. And watch how take advantage is exactly what he's going to be able to do. He is able to shoot through that gap and pick up, a decent chunk of yards there. And again, this is where I think the question of how valuable of a running back also comes into play a little bit. And there's definitely 2 schools of thought you could have. One school of thought is, well, the offensive line did a good job on that play. And they did. It was a well-blocked play. So, you hope that your running back can take advantage there. But I would also argue that there is at least some value in a running back who gets the yards that the offensive line gets for him. Does the right thing, goes through the right gap, and accelerates well enough to pick up as many yards as possible. And I think Robinson has consistently done that. He's consistently made sure he gets the yards that the offensive line gets for him, and that's definitely a good thing. But then there's also plays like this where, listen, it doesn't always happen where the offensive line plays well for you. Obviously, it's going to be, some plays it goes well, some plays it goes poorly, some plays it goes okay, right? That's just the nature of no matter how good your offensive line is, there's going to be plays where things, don't work out as well as you wanted them to. Watch on this one, Robinson takes the ball and looks right here, and there's nowhere for him to run. So, okay, what do you do? Well, again, there's a debate. There's a healthy debate you could have here. He could just lower the shoulder, run right through, and hope something good happens. And honestly, that would be totally fine and reasonable for him to do, in my opinion, because there isn't a lot open. The other option is go to the outside. But again, there's a defensive player who definitely could run over and make a tackle if you try to get in that area. But at the same time, there's so little yards available by just running forward. That's probably the right move, so just let's see what happens. Maybe you won't gain anything, but maybe you'll gain a yard or 2. But instead, watch how, again, that explosiveness, he's able to just get by him, and he's able to get a first down on that play. That is, again, added value that a replacement level running back does not give you. A replacement level running back gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. The fact that Robinson was able to read that play, understand the situation, and make the most of a bad situation and turn a bad situation into an actively good situation, there is absolute value in that. And again, that's the difference from, let's just say it was a gain of 0 if he just ran forward. Okay, well, now you're, in a spot where it's, again, second down and 10 now versus first down and 10 and 12 yards further down the field. There's just absolute value in stuff like that, and it continues to, it builds on itself. It really does. And also stuff like this. I mean, this is going to be a pretty similar play where, again, it's going to be a handoff to the offense's right on this play. Watch how when Robinson gets the ball, nothing really open. And right here, I mean, there's a defender who is right on him. Again, he should go down here. Like, that's what, you talk about yards expected. The yards expected is for him to get tackled right here. But what Robinson has what's great about Robinson is kind of that, combo of him being very big and physical, but also can move very well. Watch how he is able to get around that tackle, and even here, I mean, he takes a big hit, but he still finds a way to fall forward, which, again, the best running backs in the league always find a way to fall forward. It gets you an extra couple yards, right? I mean, falling forward versus falling backwards, that's a 2-yard difference, and so if you can find a way to fall forward, you want to make sure it happens, and Robinson can make that happen. So, again, these are the plays that he was pulling off these plays pretty consistently. I mean, I felt every game he had at least a play or two like this where he just was able to go above and beyond what the offense got for him. And again, stuff like this, where it's going to be just, the quarterback is going to flip it back to Robinson towards the bottom of the screen. That's the way this play is designed to work. Just with the concept, the edge rusher on that side of the field is going to be unblocked on this play. But the idea is that he gets, fooled a little bit, doesn't go right to the outside right away, and then Robinson can run past him. Like, watch. Okay, so the flip to Robinson happens. Edge rusher didn't quite read it in time, so because of that, there is definitely a window for Robinson to run. But this is where, kind of what I've been saying earlier, which is you got to take advantage. And bad running backs don't take advantage here. Bad running backs still only get a handful of yards on this play. But Robinson is able to run by him and even is able to kind of step by another player before his momentum finally took him out of bounds. It almost looked like he would have maybe been able to stay in bounds further, but his momentum took him out. So it is what it is. But still, a very good play from Robinson. And these are the kind of things that I think, part of why I am kind of a big fan of the idea of not drafting a running back in the first round is because you can tend to get very good running backs later on in the draft, and Robinson is a prime example of it. I mean, he's someone who, listen, I am no expert on this stuff. I do scout it like everyone, like most of us YouTubers do. I watched Robinson play, and I felt like he was a really good player who, in the right situation, could be very good. He was picked in the 3rd round, which in my head I thought it was a 4th rounder, but no, 3rd rounder was the actual point when he was picked, but picked 98th overall. There was 97 players selected above him, and, while you can look at some of these first-round running backs versus him, I mean, he's played just as well as plenty of first-round running backs. So getting a guy like him in round 3 just makes a lot more sense. So for me, I've been a big fan of Robinson. I liked him a lot in college too, so maybe maybe I'm just a fan of his play style in general. But I really liked what he did as a rookie, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he continues to develop as a player. And again, if he only had 351 snaps, but out of the 60 eligible running backs for PFF, he was the 8th highest graded running back. So that's pretty exciting if you're a Washington fan. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.